good evening, everyone. My name is Bernard Canna. I am the editor and photographer for the website known as The Photo Pit. We are here continuing our series of rising talent bands that are performing at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival that's going to take place from Thursday, September the 9th through Sunday, September the 12th. When this band reached out to me of asking about, I reached out to a group of bands to say, like, who's interested in doing interviews who are performing at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. When this band reached out to me, they grabbed me right away. They have a very unique concept, which I don't think you see in many bands today. I want to introduce everyone to the band known as Nailbite. How's everyone doing today over there?
Good.
Hi.
Good. So why don't you introduce yourselves with your role in the band and who you are?
Okay, I am the dad. I also play bass, and I manage the band.
All right, and your name is?
My name is John.
There you go, John. Nice to meet you.
My name's Johnny. I'm the lead guitarist and vocalist for the band.
Okay.
I'm Lana, and I'm the vocalist.
Okay.
My name's Caden, and I play the keyboard, and I also DJ.
All right. Very cool. So let me start off with the interesting concept here as I think our fans have recognized, this is literally a family affair, right? So how did Nailbite get together? Like, how did this start?
It actually started many years ago. We are the owners of a martial arts school. And I guess it was probably about 8-9 years ago, I actually did music lessons after class, maybe like once or twice a week. And I would teach the kids drums and guitar and how to put together music and everything. And it just kind of just grew from there. The two original kids that were in that class, the music class that I had, was my son Johnny, and then also the drummer Austin, who is not with us because he is on vacation right now.
Okay. And who else are we missing from the band besides Austin? Because I think there's one more.
That is it. There is 5 of us. Austin is the only one missing.
Okay. So once right away we're ready to throw me for a loop that I wasn't expecting. What type of martial arts do you teach?
We teach mainly Kung Fu.
That's very cool. My kids take Taekwondo, so that's what grabbed me right away. So that's awesome. All right, so here we have with starting martial arts and teaching music right after. So so now that so you're teaching music, but what was the decision on actually starting a band, like in full?
I'm gonna let Johnny and Lana answer that one.
All right.
Yeah. We also did summer camps, and these two weren't part of the music lessons that we took. But we would all sit around and we'd play rock band. And it was a lot of little kids, and they obviously couldn't really sing well, so it was just kind of fun. And then Lana started singing, and we were like, wait, that's pretty good. We should, why don't we try to play some songs together? And then we had fundraisers that came up, and we usually do martial arts shows and stuff, and then we usually would hire bands to play after. So we decided that maybe we would try and do a couple songs, and then that went really well. And then it kind of just grew from that.
All right, that's very cool. So let me ask this real quick. So who are you all? I want to make sure I'm not misinterpreting. Is it only partial family, or are you all related?
No. So the Nelsons here, Lana and Caden, they are brother and sister.
Okay.
And then we are father and son.
Okay.
And then Austin is one of our longtime students.
Okay, so it's a 2-family affair. It's more like a 3-family affair. That's cool. All right. So hey, how long has Nailbite been doing this now for? How long have you guys been around?
Only a year and a half.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
All right, so you're fairly new to the music scene in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I've listened to some of your music, but I want to ask this first. How many albums have you done or not done so far?
We have one album out, and our second album, we're only a few songs away from finishing.
One on the way.
Okay, so you do have, what's the title of the album that you've had released?
Mammoth of the Great Sea.
Okay, I like that title. Very cool. So how would you describe your music?
We think it's a very unique sound. We kind of flounder between death metal, modern metal, rock. we try to do as many different genres. Well, we don't try, but it just ends up that way when we write the music.
Alternative metal.
I think because of influence from like old Metallica and Iron Maiden and stuff like that, and like combined with what the kids are doing and the newer stuff. So we definitely have a unique sound.
I will 100% agree with you because I was listening. I was listening to a couple of watching a couple of the videos, listening to the music, and I was like, I don't even know how to classify this. I like what I'm hearing, but I wouldn't know how to label this if I had to label it at all. And sometimes that's okay. That's unique.
Most of the time when we get articles written about us or different websites mention us and stuff, they call us modern metal.
Modern metal. I can see that. Yeah. I can see the death metal influences for sure. I can hear that in the sounds. That's I think what kind of throws me off is when I was listening to, I want to say it was Moon, is with, I think it's Caden's keyboards that's intermixed with the guitars and the drums. And I was like, this is not what I was expecting to hear. It's all right, but that's good stuff. Good stuff. So I guess what influenced you to go in that route, with your sound? Like what was the decision that you said, like, this is the way that we want to sound like for Nailbite?
Well, see, we started with Lana, and she would sing like Adele songs.
Mm-hmm. I did not listen to
and Disney
metal
songs.
a lot.
Yes.
She was very mainstream at first.
When we started talking and stuff, that quickly changed. And then as a joke one time, I was like, all right, Lana, get in the closet. You're doing the death metal vocals. And then she did it, and then it turned out really good. And I was like, all right, we're just going to keep that and go with it now.
So,
well, that works.
Let me explain why he said get in the closet, because that sounds pretty funny. But we record everything at home, upstairs in Johnny's bedroom. So the closet's the best place for vocals.
Yep.
We have all the clothes in there on the hangers and everything's hanging up. We shut the doors and we do vocals in the closets. That's what I meant by get in the closet.
I love it. I love it. That's great. I mean, that's what I kind of assumed. I was like, you're isolating, you want to isolate the sound. So you put it in the place that at least has the most, dampening to everything else and not influenced by anything, except maybe a hanger or two that might ring off something if you bump your head. So that's awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. So let us talk about like some of your, your tracks for that. So there was two that I wanted to talk about, and they're kind of, to me, I don't want to say in the same, I don't want to say same sound, but more like maybe it's the same theme, because there was the Moon, and then the other one that caught me was I Am the Sun. So tell me a little bit about the Moon, and like, how did this track come to be?
Well, that's a question.
Well, I would give that to Lana. Lana actually wrote all the lyrics for the Moon.
Yeah.
Really?
Johnny did all the music for the Moon, and Lana wrote all the lyrics for the Moon.
Okay,
So it was
on you, Lana, then tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't written that many songs, but The Moon is one of the first couple songs I've written. But I usually have a hard time finding inspiration to write songs. And I basically just looked at like outside nature, and I looked at all the things I could find beauty in that people usually don't see in normal things. So then I took that and I put it into a song.
That's awesome. That is, and I will say, for one, I love the sound. I love the vocals behind it. Johnny, I will say, I'll be completely honest. When you first step up to the mic in the video, and I'll make sure I link this video into the interview because fans need to see this for themselves. The vocal that came out of your mouth was definitely not what I was expecting from someone at your age. And that was very impressive. You have a solid sound, and Lana, your vocals are on par. They're right there. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Absolutely good stuff. I will say what kind of surprised me is when I watched the video and seeing, Caden at the keyboard, you're like really into when you're playing. I mean, like heads down, fingers slamming.
Yeah.
Is that just your normal play style?
Pretty much. It's a performance. I don't know. I mean, at first, it took a while for me to get to that point because I felt awkward at first trying to figure out how to like headbang to that extent. But I don't know, just over time, I just started to get more and more comfortable with it until it's there.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks good. I love it. That track's cool. Tell me, so what about I'm the Sun? Who wrote that and put that one together? Is that you, Lana?
both of us.
Both of you. All right, tell me about this one.
It's pretty much the same concept, just like mixed up a little bit different. So, yeah. there's a lot of different inspirations for our songs. The main theme for most of them is we all used to go to like school, and
We still go to school.
I was gonna say, I also still go into school.
yeah. None of us really fit in with any crowds at school, and it was kind of like a conformity thing, and we just kind of like took that and then put it into our music because it was like frustrating to find like a crowd to fit in with, and we didn't really want to fit in with anybody. And with the location we live in, which is Lancaster, Pennsylvania, it's kind of hard to find like death metal fans.
Yeah.
It's
definitely not.
yeah,
a mix of metal.
heavy metal and hard rock is almost non-existent in this area.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really? So what area are you currently in or from?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lancaster. And is metal rock just not, I mean, because don't get me wrong, I mean, there's lots of rock bands that have come out of the Pennsylvania area. So for you to say that kind of like throws me off.
So what the issue is locally where we live, there's not many. We have to go to Harrisburg or Lebanon, PA. More that area is where you're going to find venues that will actually play heavy metal and hard rock.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood. So, I mean, when you guys have, I mean, obviously you guys have performed. How often do you go out to perform? Like, how often do you tour at all?
No.
Well, no.
Yeah.
COVID kind of.
Since they started a year and a half ago, they did 2 shows before COVID hit.
Okay.
They had shows scheduled the weekend that we were shut down.
Right.
So then when everything came back around, we actually have, we did a live stream for Central Pennsylvania Music Hall of Fame. We just did that recently last month. We have a show in Lebanon, PA, a place called The Church. That is August 13th.
Okay.
Then we're doing a small music festival right here in our hometown in Ephrata, August 21st. And then of course we have Blue Ridge September 9th.
All right. So you guys are getting back out.
Yeah, we're just getting back out now after COVID.
All right, awesome. So I was about to ask, because of the ages, is it difficult for you to book in certain locations for that?
Yes, definitely.
It is difficult because a lot of venues won't hire people as young as us, and it's just challenging to find places that are diverse enough. So
a lot of
around here.
A lot of the places that are like heavy metal music venues are bars and clubs, and you need to be 21 to play there. They won't even let you in the door
Yeah.
if you're not.
So that is a struggle.
Yeah, I've had many venues have contacted us over the last few months. Once we started getting a little bit bigger, our videos got out there, our music got out there. A lot of the venues have contacted us, not knowing that pretty much no one in the band is over 21 years old, except for myself.
Except for yourself.
It would not be a good show if I just showed up.
It could be an interesting show.
It would be interesting.
Kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And you're definitely not the first I've heard of that. There's another band that's out there who's actually local to my, not let me say nice to my area, but Florida, known as Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh. I think they just go by GFM now, and they're 3 young women who, I think one of them may be old enough now, but they ran into the same problems too. So you're not alone in this struggle. So I'll tell you that.
So we have about 7 years until we can play.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll get there in time. You'll definitely get there. You'll be surprised. There'll be venues that will definitely make exceptions for bands that they like to hear, and you get your name out there and you get your music groove, and they'll start making exceptions suddenly. Like, go figure. It's don't worry, just keep at it. Keep doing what you're doing. So let me ask this: how did you end up getting onto the Blue Ridge Rock Festival lineup? What's that story?
Well, we had a fan contact us. Well, many fans contacted us, and they just told us that they would love to see us there and to reach out and contact them. So then we did, and then they sent us the application process, and then we went through it. And then I guess they approved us and they liked what they heard.
All right.
So,
I,
Bryn.
I absolutely love it. It's like I think you will by far be probably the most unique band that's there for what's at least for the
Thank
bands
you.
I spoke to so far. It's like you guys stand out because I think the age difference is obviously a thing, and especially the fact how much younger you'll probably be than most of the fans there. And for those who haven't seen or heard of you yet, this is gonna throw them for a loop. When they hear you, that will really throw them for a loop. Trust me.
Yeah.
I think the fans will absolutely love you guys for sure. From what I've heard so far, I think you're fine. You'll be doing good.
We appreciate that.
So obviously as a young band, you're not signed to a record label or anything along those lines, correct?
No, we are independent.
Okay. So here's the question: at least the question for me in my head is is the band the goal to be a full-time gig, or is this more side project? In the lieu of everything else that's going on with you guys in life.
Right now, because of how young we all are, we want to try as hard as we can to make this a full-time thing. Just because we have the time to do it.
And it's what we like love to do. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
because most fans start like when they have jobs and kids and all these other responsibilities and like bills to pay and like all that stuff, but we don't have any of that. So we have a lot. Yeah.
we will eventually, yeah.
They're going to take advantage of the very supportive parents that they have
Yeah.
uh,
That's
and
definitely
make a run for it. Yeah.
That too. I was gonna say, Dad. So I mean, you're obviously in full support of this, for the kids, and for your son to get them to get there, right?
This has become about a 4 to 5 hour a day job.
Wow.
For me. Yeah.
That's a lot of time. I mean, I know I have kids and I know how much time it takes for me to, put aside to even just run my website, let alone, you're promoting a band,
Yep.
partaking and music practice and stuff like that. That's a lot of work. I give kudos to you for that dedication to do that for them. How often do you guys meet to do practice?
We try to go twice a week. Our drummer does have a job, so you can only make it on Sundays. But we all try to get together and run through the songs like acoustically or with like drum tracks.
just as much as we can, basically, but it's usually about twice a week.
Okay. And I'm assuming do you all live locally close? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was gonna say otherwise for the brother sisters there it'd be kind of weird. Like, no, we live like an hour away to come out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but they spend more time at my house than they do at their house.
Yep.
Were your families friends before you actually got together?
Well, they are all my students from
right?
Dragon MMA. Yeah. So
Okay.
yes, we've known them for years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I love hearing those stories of the camaraderies with bands of how they met. Every story of how a band got together has always been interesting to me from every band I spoke to. So, yours is definitely a very unique one and an interesting one. I love that. I love this. So when you're not doing band practice, are you still performing martial arts? Do you guys still train?
Yeah. We were a very competitive school. And I used to compete, but now they've retired and I've taken that over. They help and they also still take classes.
Yeah.
So we're still active.
So Johnny, when you say taking it over, are you running the school?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
Really?
we did was very long story short. Myself and my wife were the head instructors and owners. We actually got into a car accident 2 Februarys ago.
Yikes.
And we really can't do much of demonstrating and everything else like that. And then COVID hit. So we went a completely different avenue in our life, in our career.
Mhm.
And then Johnny, loved the school so much and wanted to continue the school. So we helped him open up his own Dragon MMA Academy. And now he is running the school.
Yeah.
Wow. And Johnny, tell our fans, how old are you?
18.
That's impressive. That's very impressive. That's a lot of work. For any, let's say this. I remember what I was like at 18 and that would not have been my thing. So to be able to do that and then also you're partaking in a band I'm impressed. That's a lot of work. Good for you. So outside of running a school, what else do you do when you're not doing band stuff?
Yeah, usually I'm either writing music or
That counts as band stuff.
well, that's all I'm doing.
That it's pretty busy.
No,
It
they-
takes up
yeah,
a lot.
They do take,
Yeah, I
they
think.
do go on vacations quite a bit. Yes, yeah. But yeah, no, they really do. Skateboard, you guys do,
Yeah, we
you guys do some
skateboard.
skateboarding
Yeah.
and stuff like that here and there.
That's cool.
I guess normal teenage stuff, going
Yeah,
to the mall once in a while.
I like
but-
to be outside, so I go outside a lot.
When you say outside, like hiking and such?
Yeah.
Well, we live in an area kind of woods or a backyard, so I like to go out there and watch the sunset sometimes. It's just really nice.
We have a really beautiful area around us. We can go on walks,
Yeah.
which we do pretty regularly.
That's cool. I mean, it's when you have that advantage of having, literally nature in your backyard, right? Because
Yeah.
best as you can. That's pretty
And
cool.
I think
So
that
I'll ask this because I've always found a trend when it comes to bands so far, at least even the recent bands I've interviewed who are coming to Blue Ridge, like this has been a trend so far, which I find interesting. Let me ask this. Do any of you play video games?
not
Not
Really, no.
necessarily.
Wow. Yeah, okay, Dad does. I was gonna say one of you has to. I know one of you does. It's been the common
Not the one,
with every
not
band.
the one you would have expected.
You play them sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
But
we're
that's true though. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected. So, Dad, what do you play?
Right now, I'm really into Angry Birds 2. But no, usually I'll play like Resident Evil or BioShock, stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
Red Dead 3 was pretty good.
Yeah, that was so. But that's interesting to see that. So for the three other ones who were there, none of you play video games on a regular basis.
sometimes, but not often.
Just not, it's not as big as like music and MMA and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, well, personally for me, when I was at school, I would notice a lot of the kids would not have any other hobbies or any other like future goals or anything. Like they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to college." It's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And they had no idea. And then they wouldn't be doing like sports or extracurricular activities at all. They would just, as soon as school's over, go home and they would just be on video games until like 3 a.m. or whatever. So I didn't want to go down that path. I used to play video games for a while, and then I just decided I'm not going to do that anymore because I'd rather like make something of myself.
So
Yeah.
So obviously, you're running the school currently today. You have your band. So Johnny, you sound like you have a goal of where you want to be, already. So do you have something in mind of where you want to take it?
Further, I definitely want. If I can make this my career, it's something I really enjoy doing, and it's something I love.
Mhm.
So I'd rather put all my effort and everything I have into this. That way, I don't have to fall back on like Dragon MMA or the martial arts, because I do love the martial arts. But if I could do this, I would much rather make a living with music.
Okay. All right. So what about for Caden and Lana? What about you two? Do you have goals in mind or?
Well, ideally for us too, this is what we love doing. So the perfect really like career for us would just be to have our band take off and be able to go tour and
Yeah,
You know,
travel and just
live
do
that
our
life.
music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we
So-
know is like it's a very big goal to have. But
Yeah.
Aim high. That's what I always say, right? Aim high, aim big, and you go and do what you can. If the life lesson I've always learned, at least, especially even more recently, is that, take a chance on everything, because what's the worst that can happen? It just doesn't, but if you never take the chance, you never know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Good for you guys. I love it. I love the story. So there's something else I want to talk about here on your YouTube channel. Tell me about the food stuff.
Oh. Yeah.
You didn't think I was going to notice that, would you?
We definitely,
Forgot about it.
Yeah. We wanted to branch out a little bit.
and for a little while we hadn't been releasing music videos for like close together. So we were like, oh, well, we need something to entertain people, and we thought that'd be perfect because it'd make people laugh. It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So who came up with the idea to do these?
That was him.
That
That
was
was
Jack.
me. Yeah.
Oh, but what makes me laugh
Well,
about this-
actually, I have to say, it wasn't my full idea.
okay.
So we cook a lot of Italian food.
Okay.
And one day, Lana came over and she told me that she made lasagna. And I said, okay. I was like, tell me about your lasagna. She said, I made it with ramen noodles. I was like, so you made lasagna with ramen noodles? She's like, well, yeah. I was like, okay, I've never heard of that. You know, I was like, we should probably do a cooking show for you so you could show your ramen lasagna. And that's how the real idea of coming up with a cooking show for Lana came about. So she could put her ramen lasagna out there for everybody.
That's awesome. But it's not, but the thing I love about this, it's not just, you know, it's like something like the ramen lasagna. It's the fact that she does it in like full death metal makeup.
Yeah.
Why not? You know.
I love it. I'll make sure I'm going to definitely link one of these. I'll take the ramen lasagna one. We'll add that into, you know, the interview for people to see that, because that's just great. Good stuff.
And we actually killed two birds with one stone because we didn't have a music video for the song. The song is called Voyager 1. It was off the first album.
Okay.
And, you know, no one really does music videos for an instrumental. So that's why we put that whole track behind that video.
Okay, so the track behind is the song for, all right.
From the first album, yeah.
There you go. All right, that works. So now I'm expecting to hear on the next, you know, album you come out a song about ramen lasagna. So
Maybe, you never know.
Yeah, they only have a few more songs to go before a full album's
there you
done,
go.
but
Lana, I expect this to be written now. You know, it's like put that on there. That's great.
It'll be that song that plays 17 minutes after the last song plays.
It's the hidden track song that's, you know, just leave the gap for, you know, airtime in there, and then you just throw that one at the very end.
Exactly.
All right. So so tell me, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Tell me some, you know, we'll start with John and then work our way down to Caden. And whatever last words you want to have, either talk about the band, your music, you know, the festival, whatever's on your mind. It's free reign.
Well, I know we are all really excited to go to Blue Ridge, play Blue Ridge. We plan on having an amazing weekend there. I really hope that the kids, which I feel that they will, because I've never seen kids so dedicated and driven to do what they do. They actually like push me, you know, like to get down there and work or help them and stuff. And I just can't believe the drive that they have to do what they're doing and have been doing.
All right.
I just want to say to go follow our Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube, all our individual Instagrams, and all our music is on Spotify. Anywhere you can find it, you can stream it. You just got to search Nailbite.
All right, Lana.
Well, what I want to say is that anyone who's going to Blue Ridge, we'll see you there.
Yeah.
All right, and Caden.
I just want to thank our parents and everything for all that they do for us and helping us to get to where we are. And also, my mom and Lana's mom is the one who does all of our makeup. So if you're wondering anything about that, she does all of that because she has an art degree and everything. So
yeah, a lot of it, it's the parents are very, very supportive. If you've seen our Instagram, all of the pictures on our Instagram are done by my wife, Johnny's mom. She also helps do the outfits and everything that they do for the music videos. She actually helps produce some of the music videos. And then of course, like the Nelsons were saying, their mom has a art degree, so she really brings the makeup and everything out for the videos and photos that we do.
All right, that's awesome. All right, so what day are you guys playing at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival?
I think it's Thursday.
We are playing Thursday.
The first day.
Yeah,
On first day.
Thursday, 9th. Yep. Mhm.
Okay, that's very cool. I will say I absolutely love the story of your band and the parents of how supportive they've been. The kids, you know, you guys are great. Keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully this will pan out for you. And hopefully, so just for our fans who are watching, you know, please ensure we'll get the socials up for Nail Bite so you guys can go check out their videos, go check out their Instagrams. I'll make sure and see if I get the individual Instagrams. We'll put that on there too. Come check them out. They're going to be playing on September the 9th, opening day on that Thursday. The Blue Ridge Rock Festival is going to run from September the 9th all the way to September the 12th. That's Thursday through Sunday. And I'm assuming all of you are staying all 4 days? Yes?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Let's just make sure.
Yeah.
Want to make sure. So if you see Nailbite around, go say hi to them, introduce yourselves, be a fan, buy some merch, go support them, buy their albums. That's how these bands get their way through. So please do that, support them as best you can. But I want to say thank you for taking the time with me today. I appreciate this interview. I love this. It's a lot of fun. And I hope to see you guys over at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival in September.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right. Thanks much.